Well, we're doing section 5.4, and in this we're going to add polynomials. But for this problem, we've got to simplify this expression when a equals -4. So therefore, minus, and we're going to replace each a with -4. So we've got -4 cubed minus -4 squared plus 6 times -4 minus 21. Now, I want you to keep something in mind. And so here's an aside. -4 cubed equals -4 times -4 times -4. So we have the product of an odd number of negatives. So that product is then going to be negative. So then what do we get here? We have negative times, and we already know this is going to be negative because it's an odd number of negatives. Anytime the exponent's odd, you raise a negative to an odd power, you're going to get negative. Anytime you raise a negative to an even power, you're going to get a positive. And 4 cubed is 64 minus. Now, -4 squared, and keep in mind also, anything in the parentheses, this exponent applies to everything in the parentheses. This exponent applies to everything in the parentheses. It has no impact. This exponent is not connected to that negative. This exponent is not connected to that negative. They are outside the parentheses. But anyhow, when we square a -4, we know we're going to get a positive, and 4 squared is 16. And 6 times a -4 is going to be negative. The product of a positive and a negative is negative, and we get -24. And finally, we have this -21. So now this equals a negative times a negative is a positive, and we don't have to write positive down. It's understood. -16 minus 24 minus 21. So let's keep going. Equals 64. And -16 minus 24 is -40. Minus 21. Let's keep going. 64 and -40 minus 21 is -61. And that difference is 3. And there is our simplified answer when a is -4. Now we have one more of these to do. And here it is. So we want to simplify this 5n to the 4th plus 6n cubed minus 8, the quantity 8 minus 3n squared minus 5n to the 4th. So we've got, and look, these parentheses at this point serve no purpose, so we can dispense with them. Plus 6n cubed. Now, these parentheses, in order to dispense with them, we have to multiply through by this negative. Well, anytime you multiply through by a negative, it's going to change every sign in the parentheses. So when we change a negative times a positive is going to be a -8. A negative times a negative is going to be a positive 3n squared. A negative times a negative is going to be a positive 5n to the 4th. Now I want to point something out. You only have one sign between terms, correct? We're not going to write down plus plus or plus negative or any of that business. One sign between terms. Only, no more. Now, let's gather up like terms. Oh boy, here's a couple. We've got 5n to the 4th and 5n to the 4th. We've got 10n to the 4th. Any more n cubes? No, there's only one, so plus 6n cubed. Any more n squareds? Just one, plus 3n squared, and finally followed by minus 8. And we are done in descending order.